Dave Drake here, in front of CrossWinds Church, and this is a CrossWinds story. Hey, we're standing outside the CrossWinds facility here on South Division, and today I want to tell you Anthony's story. A couple weeks ago, as we were finishing our ministries for the night, on a Sunday night, a guy dropped by and he said, "Can I talk to someone?" And so I met him. I came outside here and we sat on the stoop here, and we started to talk. And we just wanted to tell me his story. He had been sober for 14 years. In fact, he told me that he had met Jesus Christ in 1996, and for 14 years he'd stayed away from the drugs. But recently, he said he felt as he was driving down the road that he was just compelled to pull into a liquor store, and it started with a drink, and it ended up in hardcore crack addiction again. And when I met Anthony, he was black and blue because he'd been beat up by a drug dealer. And this was a gentleman who had a good job, but he had just lost that job, and he was just fresh from losing his home. And so he just wanted to talk to me, and we sat and we talked for a while, and he just wanted to tell his story. So finally I had to ask him, I said, "Anthony, where are you going to stay tonight?" And he said, "I guess I'm just going to sleep outside." I heard the voice of God telling me that we had to do something. And so I brought him right next to the church here to the Jim Williams Efficiencies. And the Jim Williams Efficiencies, what you'll discover is lots of homeless, recently homeless, drug users, all kinds of that sort of society sort of conglomerates here at the Jim Williams. And they said, "Anthony, I don't want you to sleep outside. We're gonna take you next door, and I'm gonna buy you a night here." So we went over to the Jim Williams, and when we got there, they told us that it was full. Another case of there being no room in the inn, except for this time we're pretty sure they were lying. For some reason, they didn't want Anthony to stay in their hotel. We don't even really understand what that was about. Maybe his bruises or something. But they said we don't have any room. At this point, I'm really frustrated. So we leave, and I'm outside for a minute, and then I go back inside and I try and reason with them. But they said no, we don't want him here. And so at that point, I didn't know what in the world I was going to do and what the solution would be. And yet I still felt God telling me that I can't just listen to a story and say to the man, "Be warm and be well fed." And so I had to do something, but I didn't know what to do. This was our solution. Welcome to the Casa de Anthony. Let's go inside. This is the truck that CrossWinds used when we were still in the elementary school to transport our equipment back and forth. And for a while it became Anthony's home. Anthony's story is not unique in the life of CrossWinds. In fact, it's just one of many stories that I hope to tell you over the next couple of weeks. What I ultimately hope to tell you, though, is the story of how Jesus Christ and His kingdom is being brought to bear in Godwin Heightts so that His good news can transform this neighborhood. And I also want to let you know how you can be a part of this story.